Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we're looking at Cthulhu Wars High Priests. This is a Cthulhu Wars expansion. You do need the Cthulhu Wars base game to play. These are just add-ons. This is part of why it's Kickstarter stuff. This one's got 7 loyalty cards and 7 High Priests. It should be a pretty straightforward set. Unfortunately, this box is crushed right here, and that worries me a little bit. The shrink wrap looks like it was placed on afterward because it's not damaged at all. So I'm a little annoyed with that. Aimed at ages 14 and up. Manufacturer suggested retail price is 20 bucks. Since these were Kickstarter things, probably going to cost a little more than that. Depends if they get reprinted or not. But in the meantime, let's open this up and see if it's worth it. See what we got here. Alright, Petersen Games has done a really good job with the quality of stuff overall. Pretty impressed with almost everything. So let's hope for some more quality here. Alright, so there's all 7 of them. And we'll get a better look at these in a second. Let's look at the card first and see what we got. Give me 1 second to adjust the camera so we can see these better. Alright, hopefully you can see that a little better. Alright, let's get right into these cards. Alright, looks like they're numbered. Let's see if the text has any difference. Alright, there's no difference it looks like in the text. We'll read the back of the card first. There's tips and tricks. Yeah, it looks like they're all exactly the same. So the tips and tricks say, sacrifice them during gather power to ensure you are first player. Recruit your high priest in the first action phase, then sacrifice him to enable you to awaken your great old one and still have power remaining in the second action phase. If your high priest is alone on a gate and an enemy threatens to capture him, on your turn summon a monster and then immediately sacrifice the high priest. He is safely removed from the map and your new monster is not only paid for, but can help defend the area. Sacrifice when other players are out of power to resurrect yourself. Now you have 2 power left to spend on actions while they have none. Sacrifice them to permit a ritual of annihilation at a crucial time. Alright, so that's the back of the card. Let's look at the front. It says High Priest. There's 1. So just 1 guy. Cost of 3, combat 0. Unspeakable oath. Ongoing. At the end of any player's action, even if it is not your turn, sacrifice your high priest, return him to your pool, and add 2 to your power. This may also be done during the gather power or doom phases. Notes: the high priest is a new type of cultist. He is recruited like an alkalite. He generates 1 power during the gather power phase, can create and control a gate, and can be captured. Each faction has only a single high priest available. Because the high priest is recruited rather than summoned, a gate is not needed. The high priest benefits from all spellbooks or abilities that reference cultists, but not alkalites. So he's different than an alkalite. So I think this was probably a planned figure they were going to do. Because some things say specifically alkalite cultists and some say cultists. So yeah, so he's a little different. The figures are identical. I'm just gonna pull one out that might be easier to see on here. It's, looks like blue might be the easiest one to see. Alright, so he's got like this hooded cloak on. And his arms are open and a hallelujah type thing going on. Larger base, obviously. And he's got a cloak, like I said, but it's got a lot of like waves to it and some flow. Not quite as much detailing as a lot of the monsters, but enough here to make it worth painting. And the fact that each faction only gets 1 is pretty interesting. And there are 7 factions. I don't know if there's a gray one of these or not, because there's a kind of do-it-yourself faction that they had as part of the Kickstarter thing. I didn't look, but I think there is. I don't remember. I think I've seen it, but I'm not sure. Go back and look at the video. I'm not sure. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. The base is real solid. The figure looks pretty good, pretty solid, pretty decent quality craftsmanship, like you'd expect. So yeah, pretty good. The fact that they're all kind of the same makes it a little easier for strategy purposes. And there's one for each team, so you have another option available to you, and he does give you power. So yeah, pretty interesting. But that'll do it for this episode. That's really all there is to this one. The Cthulhu Wars High Priests. It's just a quick little expansion. It only costs you $20, and you get one for each faction. So you'll have enough for all your starter stuff and whatever other groups you picked up. So yeah, pretty cool. That's actually a pretty decent price. I'm not upset about that. Some people might be because they only want one or two, but if you've got the core box, you probably should just invest in this too. Give you everybody an extra one. But that'll do it for this episode. As always, thank you for watching, and we hope to see you on the next episode of What's Inside.